One of the nearby houses was getting rid of these panels that came off a shed, and they are in good condition. They're in very good condition. They've got a few little bits and they've got nails sticking out a few places, but I can sort that. I can't complain. Give horse and all that. Yeah, you know, things like that might just sort of catch me. But I went and got them this morning and brought them up one by one on the trolley. So that's why I'm out of breath. But it's done. So I've got these three and I'll show you where they're going to go. Right, this is the messy corner of the allotment. All allotments must have one. So this is it. As I build things, a lot of this stuff will go, and this will go in its place eventually. But for the moment, the plan is this corner is going to be a composting toilet and storage area for all the other bits and pieces. So the rest of the allotment doesn't look like a rubbish heap. Everything will be in here, because invariably you will accumulate things. So if I can put it in a corner here, out of the way, that'd be good. And there where that bucket is, and that this thing has been here since before I got this plot. So I might move that, and eventually that will be a composting toilet there. But I will build it in this corner because the neighbours on that side have got their seating area and they want the hedges quite tall, so it's not going to block anything if I put a fence panel here, and then there'll be another one here and another one there. So it's going to be a shed again, but obviously it's not going to have a roof on it, and I'm not bothered about an al fresco toilet. Being around the world a bit, I've used a few. It's not a problem. But then I wouldn't be here on rainy days anyway, so if the weather's bad I won't be here. It's in case, you know, you're here and you need a toilet, so I'll put one in that corner and all the rubbish can sort of accumulate over there. Let's get going with this and see how it goes. But I'm not going to film that because there's going to be a lot of toing and froing and swearing, so I'm not going to film that. First I'm going to make these panels safe by removing all the nails that are sticking out. Right, this panel was the side of the shed that had the window. There's the sort of frame with the window, and they've boarded it up from this side. So they boarded up the window from the inside. Well, that's okay. Apart from, they put a couple of dirty great nails in here. I'll sort these out, I can knock them out in no time. And this is obviously the piece that was stuck and connected it to the roof, so I'll take that off. So basically I've got to just take these off, or alternatively go for the simpler option and just take this off, because it's sitting at the back of the corner of the allotment. That bit's not going to bother me, because I might do more damage to the panels trying to pull this off, so I'll leave it as that. Right, that's that piece done. It's in the corner as far as it'll go, because that piece of metal is curved, so this is stopping it going any further. So it's on some bricks at both ends, and I've just put a few bricks in just to hold it in place while I sort the other bits out. So that's more or less where that piece is going to stay. Now here eventually there will be another big wooden composter, which is going to be about the same height as that. So what I'm going to do is temporarily put this other piece over here for now until I get some more pallets, because the pallets I've got I need for the other compost bins. So I just want to get these sorted and out of the way before I get the other stuff done, because then I can put all this other stuff behind it and hide it in that corner. I had to do a little bit of rejigging here because there was a lot of branches that I'd piled up here and they were just in the way, so I've just put them up there for now. Just pull them off there and pile them up. Of course, once you pull them up and put them together again, it's a much bigger pile than it was because there it was settled, and just pulled everything back and put them up together again. But it's good, it'll dry better, and we'll get rid of those soon. The board is on bricks, and the other board will go here and there, on that brick, and this will hold it in place for now, and I'll put something heavy on this side when I put it in place. And I've found a piece of wood that covered that corner where I couldn't push this board any further, and that will do for now. It's not perfect, but it will do. When I was learning how to build dry stone walls when I was a teenager, I was taught that always lay down the piece of stone that you've got in your hand rather than trying to find a perfect one for a spot you're looking at, because otherwise you'll be there all day. So this is the same. This is what I've got. When I get something better I can replace it, but it'll do the job. Very important lesson, that one. It's come in handy in doing other things, not just building dry stone walls. Use what you've got rather than trying to look for something perfect. There it is. It's obviously not built it for a long term, so it's only wedged by this heavy bin. It's heavier than you think, and this compost heap is also holding that in place, and there's some bricks at the bottom. So that's wedged it on this side, and on this side is all the stuff that's quite heavy, like a metal water tank, some heavy pots, more pots. That is full of log ashes, this is full of wood chips. So that will hold it in place, and it's been tested with high winds because we've had some high winds whilst I was trying to build it. So it's been tested, and that corner's done. So what I can do is put some of the bits of metal and all the rubbish here, and then the rest of the allotment doesn't look so untidy and messy. All the rubbish will be hidden. Last year I had garlic in this bed, and I thought I'd got them all, but these rows 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one has come up, and then probably if I move these I'll probably find there's a couple more here. Yeah, there's 1, 2 and 3, just where my finger is. So that was a crop I wasn't expecting. So that goes to show, make sure you've got all the garlic out, otherwise you get it again. Not that I mind, but it's going to be brassicas going in here, so it's going to mess up a bit my spacing a little bit, working around these, but I'll see what I can do. The compost bins, or the back of the compost bins, is going to be level with that piece of board, so it will continue here. So I'll have to cut this bit, being a nice windy day. So I'll have to cut this bit to do that. And then we've got some markers of the fence. I mean, this one's leaning over, so this is no good. But we do have this other piece and bits of the old fence. So I will get the compost bins to follow this line and come along here. This bit I might leave alone because I'm not going to build compost bins here, so I might leave this bit of fencing and just repair it or put something here. But we'll see. Today I'm going to be taking apart these pallets that have been piling up around the place. There's a pile here. These are all 150 by 100, apart from that one. And over here there's a few others. So we're taking these apart, and a few more over here. Various sizes, some are in better condition than others. And the tools of the trade for taking pallets apart. We've got the normal hand tools, and I've got the jigsaw for the stubborn ones that end up being a bit difficult. I can just cut through those nails, but I'll try and get as many nails as I can, then I won't have any problems if I have to sort of screw things together and there's a nail in the way. You know, things like that are going to be very difficult to get out. If I cut the nails, I've got to be careful where I screw things, that I don't try and drill through a hole where there's already a bit of nail. Otherwise my drill won't like it. I've been told that I really don't focus enough on the actual crop, because my videos tend to look like all I do is dig up brambles and other things. But you know, I do get good crops. I just don't focus on them. But things like these colettes are producing well still, and got some purple sprouting broccoli at the back that's still coming through. These ones are the ones that somebody gave me, or somebody over ordered, and then they said we can't send these back, so you plant them. So I tried them, but really they haven't done well. Oh, this one's fallen over, but it's in good condition. The purple sprouting broccoli is doing well, apart from that one that's fallen over, but I can soon tie that back. And we've still got things like this kale. It's kale called cottages. It produces kale, and then once it's done, it produces some more, because I picked it, and then it produces some more up the stem. If you compare that to a normal kale, that once you picked it, that's it. This just keeps going. Produces more side shoots, so you get a really good crop out of these. Next year I'll be planting a lot more. It's time to clear out all these raspberries, get rid of them, and get rid of all this lot as well. Really making the place look untidy, but once I get rid of them, it'll look a lot tidier. I'm trying to dig up this gooseberry, and it's actually managed to layer itself by the branches going along the ground, and I've dug this up and forming roots. So if I cut that there, because it's developed the roots there, and you can see it's actually budding now, so I'll cut it there now. That is a new plant ready to go. And this was another piece that had rooted into the ground, and you've got root there, so you could actually cut it and get 2 plants more out of it, because you've got a set of roots there and you've got another root there, so you could get more plants out of it. There we go. Now I've shaken the roots off, you can see it better. So it's developed quite a nice healthy root system by layering, and then once you transplant it, that's ready to go. So those will be going to a new home, to a neighbouring plot holder. Well, the raspberry patch is gone, almost. The only ones remaining is this blackcurrant bush that somebody's taking, so they're going to come and dig it up. And there's this big established gooseberry that I'm trying to find a home for. There were some runners off it which I've given to somebody else, so even if nobody takes the whole bush, some of it will have survived. But I'm pleased with this fence. I've got the sun on that side, so I have to be careful. But yeah, it's done, and it's almost done here. And it was all like this, a mess. But I've cleared all this, cleared all the raspberries. That part is there to get rid of, and that's all a pile of brambles that was all tangled up inside between the raspberries and the fence and everything, and rooting in here. And this is a nightmare because it's full of stones, so you can't get a fork in under anything. Fortunately I had a hand mattock that I could use, but yeah, it just took ages, and I've only got a little bit to do, but I'm running out of time, I'm tired and I'm hungry, and I don't want to overdo it, because this was a lot of work, and I've done that end, so I've got about 4 meters, 3-4 meters left, and I can do that another day. It's such a nice day, it's very tempting to say, right, I'll try and finish it, but I can feel a bit of a twinge on my back. Rather than trying to finish everything today and end up with a bad back tomorrow and not be able to do anything, I'll come back and finish it tomorrow.